right. Hello and welcome, race fans. It is Tuesday evening. That means one thing. It's a slider series here at the GC Sports Racing League. Tonight's a special finale night. We have four drivers: Private Pat and Mo Power Cat, Jose Protege, and Higgy WX all battling for the title. We're running a few laps late. Apparently, when they went to go, I started the broadcast and it froze my PlayStation. I'm your CEO, Aquatati. In the booth with me tonight, we have in-race reporter Justin Shackett.
Hi.
Boy, that was about a... never mind. And then we also have...
I'm in the middle of three rides, sorry.
We have two special guests, one of them being Puddin' Knievel.
Yep.
And then we have the return of the Keystone. Keystone Cowboy is back at GC Sports helping us with the broadcast team. As I just seen the four of Jose Protege end up in the wall through the middle of 3 and 4. Sorry about that, Keystone. I definitely just ruined your intro.
Yes, you did. You ruined that man's intro on that. Mickey's out front. We are at home tonight. These guys are getting real racy real quick tonight.
Yeah, let's keep in mind another big instance that's happening here tonight is teams have been working all season long trying to become the #1 team in the league. The Penske team, Private Pat, owns them. They were the best team via team points all season long. However, this is where it's on the line as a driver and as a team owner. You want your team driver to be the driver's champion. And right now, as owner of the Rick Ware Racing team, I am excited to see Higgy WX and that number 51 machine running up front.
I'm excited to see that two-car run second right now.
I'm excited to see Justin running an orange car.
The one time all season Shackett finally listened to his team owner, and it's on finale night.
Okay,
I like it.
Let's not talk about that.
Also, he didn't even realize his car was orange. It just happened to pop out on the track as an orange car.
This is
Boom. No, sir. We're going with one. But
Hey!
Still out here, these guys. We gotta go to Mo Power Cat. Mo Power Cat running that high line.
In
43 is actually orange. The adult match the rest of the colors. So therefore, we got to say, not in the worst.
Yeah, in honor of the return of Keystone Cowboy, here on your screen we have decided to go with Boom Vision here at GC Sports. Oh, 37 gets the wall, 19 gets into the 37. Warpig, loosey-goosey, out of the playoffs, but here looking for a victory as we're going through all drivers on the track for a few seconds here in Boom Vision.
I love the old Boom Vision every now and then when I broadcast. I still pull it up. Fire Slayer out there in YouTube lane. What's up, buddy? Same thing with Den Cake. Guys going single file now. But Mo Power Cat has lots of position. He's going back up to the high side. Justin Shackett, 95 back here. They are just patiently waiting for their the moves to make right here. But the two cars, two leaders that they hook up with, they're not going to do. Nope, they said nope.
Listen, I'm going to be honest.
Even
if I'm one of the Penske cars right now, right? I'm Mo Power Cat, Private Patton's my captain, right? I could probably make it down to just the two of us on finale night, but I'm going to be honest. I don't, at any point in time, want one of the other four drivers with me. If there's any opportunity that I can pass the other three drivers and pull away from them, I'm going to do that. I'm not working with any of them, teammate or not. I'm out. What do you guys agree with that? Keystone, going to you.
Yeah, honestly, they look just like the Penske cars did Sunday at Auto Club. Not a single one of them cared about each other at one point through that.
Well, neither did the Hendrick cars.
True. Hopefully it won't come down to that, but, you know, who knows? This is for the championship. So. But honestly, if it was me and I was running, you know, I would honestly try to get away from the 51 from Higgins. I would do the best, you know, that I could to try to make it where either me or my teammate was going to win this race and nobody else has a chance.
Yeah, you know, I'm not going to...
Then, you know, all is fair and love and war in racing.
So I'm not going to disagree with that, but I'm going to disagree with that 100%.
Jose's lagging.
We got lag out of the 4 car. He is one of your playoff 4 drivers. I am seeing a little glitch left and right here in that 4 car, but
because he's running a Bush scheme, especially an Apple scheme. I think some of those Apple cores might have got under the fuel filter and plugged it up a bit.
Yeah, we get Keystone in the chat, and all of a sudden the Bush car starts lagging. Figure that one out. But yeah, Keystone, I'm going to agree and disagree with you at the same time in this statement, right? So if I'm the 2 and the 12, I do agree that come stage 3, they should work together and try to pull away and at least let the team title or the driver's title come down to them. They've already got the team title locked up for the season, right? So why not take the driver's title if the opportunity arises, right? However, what I'm going to disagree with you on is so that's the part that I agree with you, but right now it's stage 1, it's not stage 3, right? All that matters for these drivers is making it to the end, making it to stage 3. You can't win the title if you're not there at the end, right? So if I'm the 51 car, I'm the 4 car, and I see the 2 and the 12 are working really well together in stage 1 and stage 2, I'm going to do anything it takes to separate them come stage 3. That may or may not include bump and runs early in stage 3 to stop them from being able to work with each other. So I feel like if you play your cards right now too early, if you're one of the Penske guys, you might ruin your chances at having a 1-2 finish at the end of the season.
We got a 3-car breakaway up here at the pack. They pulled 5 or 6 cars on the other 3-car pack there, led by Joe. The Joseph Checkett and Trackmaster himself. That is Hamilton. So these guys need to go single file, calm down a little bit, and try to track those leaders down. Looks like they're not quite getting the juice as they were. Tires start to wear in. This is one of those funny tracks. Wheel controller, it doesn't matter. You got to roll the corner. You got to stay out of the front as long as possible to get back into it and smooth. And that is so hard as a racer to do there, Boom Hour and Caddy. Is to stay out of the gas. To tell a racer to stay out of the gas is like a cow telling not milking.
Yeah, that's why I'm not good at Homestead. That's why I'm not good at this track. Hence, I'm in the booth.
This track, you definitely have to close that throttle. It don't matter if it's the controller or wheel, it's very, very touchy. And you've got to pull this track to get these cars coming around the corners without heading for pit road.
Ooh, contact between the 12 and the 51 up front. No, I went above these guys. I went kind of like helicopter view there, the top 3, and you could really see the run that the 51's getting down the straightaway, and he's trying not to pass the 12, but because of that, he was going a little bit higher and actually caught his bumper in the corner, and that's another big thing here at Homestead. The line that you're running right now, if you're one of these Championship 4, as the 12 and the 51 get loose, but the line you're running right now may not be the line you run come stage 3, because again, we just seen it where the 51 bumped the 12. The 12 lifted a little earlier than where the 51 likes to lift, right? Well, come stage 3, that little bump won't be a little bump anymore if it's for the title, right? So you'll see these guys start diving it in a little bit harder than what they're diving it in right now. Everybody kind of understands this is stage 1 in a long race, 160 something laps to decide who the champion is, and only that one lap matters. So the first 166, I expect to see them taking it a little bit easier than what we'll see the last few laps.
These drivers out there would be for that number 2 car, no power cat. My advice to him is just simply go to bed. Just go to bed.
I don't even disagree. Just shut the PlayStation off.
They pass their bedtime.
Yeah, just shut the PlayStation off, go to bed. It's night time.
Right.
The second group, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, they're not running the same lines in the corners. They're staying away from each other. But the moment they exit 2 and 4, they're right back in line again. I'm interested to see if they're actually going to be able to catch this front pack. It looked like they were closing the gap a little bit.
Well, I think they started closing.
Single file boom, so they gotta mimic what the front pack's doing.
I think they're starting to catch, but they're not catching necessarily because of the line that they're running. I do agree. I like what they're doing actually, where one's on the bottom, one's in the middle, one's up top, and then they're able to kind of all come together. And the car that's running up top is Hamilton, who's 3rd in row right here, right? So by the time he gets the run, he's not taking it and pushing down low. He's actually pushing the other 2 cars to go faster. So I like what they're doing. But what I'm seeing up front is this top 3 cars. Now, mind you, these guys are yet to be able to make an adjustment. And I'm seeing those top 3 cars are starting to get looser on exit than the second pack. And I think that's where all the time is really being made up if you're in the second pack right now.
I mean, there should be no adjustments made. I mean, Slider 9, any car, what else do you need here at Homestead?
What you need, different than what you just said, is absolutely everything. Anything Puddin says when it comes to oval track racing here on NASCAR Heat 5 should not be heard. And from what I heard earlier, apparently Talladega racing with him on iRacing is also a bad decision.
That was super. That was iRacing Super Speedway. All
Oh, my
right,
bad.
and I was just taking lessons learned from my buddy Pat and CEO of DC Sports here, the Super Speedway specialist. I was just taking lessons learned. It worked for a while.
Well, obviously, you missed a few lessons.
Yeah, no, well, not really. If he wrecked the whole field at a super speedway, he watched exactly what I do at super speedways. Run it high, wide, and handsome, fill in all gaps randomly, pass anybody from 16 lanes. It doesn't matter. And then with about 3 to go, wreck the whole field. That's pretty accurate. Up front, we have the 2 Penske cars, Private Pat and Mopower Cat. They have now gotten together as the 2 was able to get around the 51 at Higgy. However, draft is strong at a track like Homestead, right? And unlike the custom side, the slider side does run this on normal draft. So the draft is strong, and the 51, I believe, as long as he keeps hitting his marks, he should be fine and be able to stay with these 2 Penske cars.
Hamilton gets loose.
As we have seen all season, he's pretty quick.
The pit, because Justin was the only one in that second pack to not go down. I don't know. Are they signaling already, Justin?
Hamilton.
Yes, they were. Yes, they were.
Hey,
Sorry,
good
guys.
talk, Justin. Good talk.
I didn't want to wreck anybody trying to get on pit road.
You didn't go on pit road.
I didn't want to wreck them.
The 43 out there by himself lost his drafting partners. Not a bad strategy to play by staying up the leaders, but he's far enough behind that time lost and time made up here could come back to be a bit of a...
Yeah, I gotta say, that's typical Puddin Motorsports faction right there. He's simply all by himself, no help, and running way behind the leaders.
You know what? It's a strategy.
As Justin Shack at Puddin Motorsports has decided to go to pit road now.
Well, since I got that McLeod car, didn't I call it? What did I call it? Can I even say it on air?
I doubt it. I doubt it.
We probably shouldn't call Big Load Racing on air.
I don't know, that doesn't sound bad, right?
Well, it's what it would fall, same thing to do with putting in big loads.
And Justin Shack, it just wrecked, got excited on exit. I'm just kidding, he didn't.
I hate you.
Focus on your driving.
I
Good
hate
thing
here.
Listen, you were in a pit box, okay? So if we were gonna...
Just a second with the old NRG, I hate it here.
Sorry, my dog just bit me in the wrist.
So I'm a little interested here. I'm interested here, and I like what they're doing. There has been no question, so no relay on the pit road, how it must be taken, but here at Homestead, as well as like gateway tracks like that, we don't mandate that you have to use the pit road entrance road, right? So you can actually come off turn 4, lock the brakes, and get down on pit road as long as you get down below that square, right? And then on exit you have to use that road. But up front right now, I'm seeing, I don't know what I'm seeing, but Private Patton is just walking away from the 2 and the 51. I don't know if somebody got loose, but it does look like Mopower Cat is struggling, and Higgy, unfortunately, is losing ground to Patton because he's staying with that 2 car. I might, if I'm the 51, it might be time for me to try to make a move unless I'm pitting here within a lap or 2.
I think the 2 car is falling off a little bit because, again, he's sleepy. He doesn't know what's coming. He's a kid. He needs to get in bed. He's past his attention. He's getting lackadaisical.
I have to disagree there, Teddy. Honestly, if I'm the 51, I'm going to stay with the 2 car. I'm going to pit whatever he does. We're going to come out together after I make my adjustments, and then we're going to run the 12 down.
There's 2 in the 12 are teammates.
I know that.
Well, but so, okay, I see what you're saying, right? My aspect of this now is the 12 has already walked away, right? The 51, however, gets ahead of the 2, as we're seeing now, and he's just pulling away. So the 2 is just straight holding him up. I understand what you're saying. 2 is better than 1, but if one of the 2 can't handle their car, it's not better than 1. It's slower than half. But right now the 51 can also take a precedent on his long run speed compared to the 12's long run speed. Neither car right now has any draft help, any of these 3. The 2 is still there a little bit trying to hang on to the 51, but the 51's not really getting any help right now by the 2 because the 2's far enough away. The only car getting any help from this draft is the 2 of Cat, right? So if the 51 can close in on the 12 now, at this point in stage in the race, the 51 would be the car with the better long run speed, and so it's a really good time. You know, I said over and over that only the last lap of this race matters, right? Well, how do you rate yourself and how drastically you need to make adjustments to your car, other than find out which car is faster right now? Is it you or is it the 12 car?
I think it's the 12 car right now, honestly. Patton, I think they're signaling for Pittman right now. But Patton, ever since we started racing with him, I remember when he was still a rookie, going through, you know, trying to dash his way into races. And me and you both, because we were on the same team at the time, we both said keep an eye out for Patton. He is going to be great. And sure enough, how many damn races has he won?
We're not going to talk about that. He's my opponent every week. He is the most winningest driver since we've rebranded, become GC Sports. He is the most winningest driver in GC Sports history, from season 1 all the way through now to season number 3. Very well and deserving captain. Private Patton is on the slider side, and really he's a good custom driver, but via this is the slider side of the league. He is one of, if not the best. But I'll tell you what, the 51 car come out in front of the 12 after that pit stop.
I'm thinking they took 2 tires. All of them. That was very quick.
Justin, if you get a copy, I need to know lap count.
9 laps to go.
That's why they took 2. May not have even taken tires.
Yeah, well, I said it's just 9 laps.
Justin back there on
Probably
95.
flash and go a little bit quicker than that if they didn't take tires.
9 laps to go. Who you got as the race leader?
Patton, he just made the pass on the 51.
I just wanted to make sure it cycled back out, like make sure nobody stayed out or something.
That's what I'd do to stay.
Yeah, we know. Even with no tires and no fuel.
Yeah, I would. I'd push it.
Yep, pull a pudding and don't pit. Especially Canadian Tire. Never pit Canadian Tire.
Piss off. That still burns my ass.
Careful, you're gonna make Justin wreck. Looks like him and Hamilton going for the bumper here, see if they can run down that fault off. Ooh, Hamilton catches the wall, so I don't know. And it just hit hot. Is everybody still alive?
Yeah, sorry, my dog's going crazy outside for something, so I'm a little mute right now.
In that case, I just came back from grabbing myself another adult beverage. We will try to call this. I've never called a race between. Oh, that's right. That's my Keystone Cowboy.
You're the one that started it, so what are you talking about?
It's my homeboy.
What for you? I don't know what have his name.
So you're telling me that Puddin', you're drinking a White Claw?
No, sir.
He's drinking a seltzer.
No, sir.
I think they took no tires because the 2 car was falling off really fast.
Yeah, the 2 car. So the 2 was already really loose, right? And so if he did do a 2-tire stop, all that's going to do is make your car even more loose, right? So
Only 9 laps to go. He's probably just testing the water to see what the car's going to do later on in the night.
yeah, and it's really not a bad option, right? Like, because what it's going to do is see how far back the rest of the pack is. It's going to keep them top 3, top 5, right? Stage points mean nothing at all for these top 4, right? So I like the call. If him and Patton are probably in a chat, probably decided together they're going to take 2 tires. If not, they're kind of doing their own thing. It's a good call to try the 2 tires right now. Let's figure out how your car is going to handle.
Oh, he just lost it.
And that's not good, though. Oh, he saved it. Yeah, losing all control and wrecking will get you eliminated from the playoffs. Don't believe me? Ask RJ Smitty last week at Martinsville.
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. I would have to make playoffs.
Touche.
I know, right?
Hence why I said ask Smitty. I would never say ask Keystone about what could get you eliminated from the playoffs, right? Like, because as you said, you got to make them first.
When's the last time you raised food? I know.
Is missing playoffs the same thing as eliminated? Because therefore you're missing.
At the end of regular season, you have been eliminated. And it's usually also because you done wrecked so many times.
Probably.
Well, I'm just playing with
I haven't
you.
seen you race for a while. When was the last time you raced?
It's been 3 months since I have even put this game in the PlayStation.
Well, at least you got me beat on that. It's always in the PlayStation show. I mean, hey, racing a while.
I've been playing baseball lately.
I gotta get going.
Well, so
But we'll talk about
the
that.
new one. I didn't think the new one was coming out, so I convinced my wife to let me get 21 for like $19. And sure enough, less than 2 weeks after I got it, I seen the advertisement on Facebook. MLB 22, the show. I'm sitting here thinking the lockout, they can't make the game because they don't know where players are going. I was wrong.
He just gets so slow.
They got a
Yeah,
test.
and I-
They got a test game out right now. I downloaded it the other day.
I was really disappointed to see that the lockout is still going to happen.
Yep. Oh, 12 card. Definitely got loose coming off turn 4 there.
Yeah, 12 is.
We've actually seen him.
Did you take tires, Justin?
I took 4.
Should have asked your captain. He would have said.
I asked him at Talladega and I blew a tire.
Yeah, I don't know what just happened. Patton just went way down, like he was signaling he was going to pit, but I'm assuming this is the last lap or
It
2
is.
laps to go. Yeah, this is the last lap. So Patton's coming to the checkered, and he got ridiculously loose, and that's uncanny for the 12 car. I guess that's proof and point. Yeah, to anybody that says that he runs on a Titans, that getting loose like that is proof and point that you're not on one. Unless he's just driving down
You
there.
just need a picture of the finish.
I mean, I'm watching the finish. I'm going to know who wins
We
the
got
title.
7 viewers out there on YouTube, by the way. We do round up those if they want. We appreciate everybody.
No, I just need the finish.
A little NASCAR Heat 5 race league.
What?
We got 7 viewers. I was thanking for tuning in.
Mine doesn't show 7 viewers. Mine only says, well, mine's all jacked up. It only says 1.
No, okay.
Oh, hey. No, this is 8. I got 8 live viewers.
You may want to go live.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to mute my mic for a second and get a phone call.
Uh-oh, that means the old lady's calling in.
Yeah, you're grounded. Private Pat, your stage 1 winner. Higgy WX in third. Second, apologies. Third goes to Mopao Cap. Fourth goes to Jose Protege. What's huge about that? All 4 of those drivers are your playoff drivers. They will restart as we get to do the GC call by putting on restart here, but it's going to be the top 4 drivers are also the playoff 4 drivers, all looking for a championship win here tonight. And by the looks of it, it's going to have to be a victory to get you into that title hunt.
Oh, what? Restart?
Yeah, it looks like all the cars are together.
Second here at Homestead for the championship. Let's go, boys and girls. We got Private Pat on the inside and Higgy's to the outside. Everybody else is going to try to figure out their way around to turn 1 and 2. They navigated pretty smooth. Jose Protege making a move to the inside of the 51 to 43 of Mr. Jack. He gets up in the Mopar Cat just a little bit. I think Cat came down into the 43. Maybe I'll be biased on that. Warpig, the number 19, trying to stay out of all the trouble. Didn't have a very good stage. Draft was lost by him. Holding on to the Private Pat, our stage 1 winner and championship contender right now. Oh, Jose gets shoved down the front straightaway up to the right, but Private Pat's going to be credited with that lap as they're going too wide here for the championship tonight.
Yeah, that 95 at Hamilton, I heard you talking about him, Keystone. So he's actually one of our B group drivers. We weren't going to let anybody move up, but because of the lack of cars here, we only had 7 that was going to race, so I invited the championship 4 from the B group to be able to race here. What's huge about that is the 95 of Hamilton last night. The title, of course, went to probably your dad, but these guys were complaining that the other cars not battling for the title were racing them really hard, making it hard for them to get around that driver and then make it to said leader of probably your dad. So, well, no, right. What I'm getting at, no, what I'm getting at that is the 95 of Hamilton is giving these guys respect. He's running the high side while everybody else is kind of migrating to the bottom. But his care on who's in the final 4, other than that, is there is none. He's here to win a race. He was invited to the race lobby. He is one of the 8 drivers on the track, and all 8 drivers have this equal opportunity to win the race. Does the 95 have a chance at the title? No, he doesn't even have any points, but he's still got the opportunity to show up and show out in the A-Slider finale here at Homestead and say, hey boys, next season I'm going to be one of those guys you're dealing with on a week-to-week basis, and he's proven a point right now. That 95 of Hamilton looking very good out here.
Yeah, he's auditioning for captain.
Yeah, Jose's having a little bit of lag, but this is a tough one to tell one of the Final Four, hey, I need you to go. You know what I'm saying? That's a little difficult.
Mexico's not known for having the best internet.
Oh, Hamilton catches the wall.
And a 51. And then the 4 catches the wall.
Oh, yeah, they're all trying to dice back here. And Lucy Goosey takes advantage of that up to the 4th spot, right behind the 4-3, Justice Shaggy. Higgins in that 51 right there to the outside. Still a battle for the lead. They navigated that real well. How will that deter them drafting them?
Yeah, I don't know what the Penske car's doing. We talked about earlier, maybe you don't want to show your cards right out the gate, working as a team, but the whole field is jumbled right now. Your playoff drivers are sitting in 5th and 6th. Your 2 Penske cars were 1 and 2, and they stayed side by side for 3 laps. So that might have been a good time for them to just single out and pull away. As I say that, they are now, but that's with Hackett to Shackett right there running in P3 for Puddin Motorsports, number 43, Chevy Camaro.
Things I like.
Also, like I said, they're looking like the Penske cars did Sunday at Auto Club.
Yeah, I don't disagree. Out there on YouTube, we got Tiller. He said Jose's the dark horse pick to win. Right now he's P3, so that makes Higgy the current dark horse. But yeah, Jose did have the weakest finish there in stage number 1. And quite frankly, it just didn't look like he had the car to compete with the other 3. But here we are running in stage 2. Still early in stage 2, but it is stage 2 nonetheless. And Jose's running at least in front of Higgy. But the big surprise is that there's a Puddin Motorsports car up front. Nonetheless, that it's Justin Shackett of all, as he runs P3 behind those 2 Penske Fords.
Why you always gotta be dogging on Justin Puddin?
No, he's looking for P2, going to the inside of Mopower Cat here. Justin Shackett trying to play oh crap. Yeah, there we go, there's the word. Out there on YouTube, you gotta comment on something.
Your best friend.
Hi, Eric.
What? That's all we get? There we go. That's what I was looking for.
Justin gave me a very good hi, Daddy, earlier. I mean, it got me 3/4 skip.
I don't know if we can say that on air either.
Yeah, it just happened.
When considering you're talking about Justin, I don't know if we're allowed to talk about what he calls you on air.
We're just going to, that's a new name right there. I like it. What do you think about Daddy Motorsports, Justin?
Oh, 43 gets up into the 2. 2 into the wall.
You're getting him distracted.
Not the way I wanted to see him take P2, but he is running second right now.
Yeah, probably bigger than the fact that the 43 got into the 2 got into the wall, of course, right? So that separated the top 3. But the 4th, 5th, and 6th, they're not separated, and they're coming like a freight train now. Is now Jose Protege right on the tail end of that number 2 Ford Mustang of Mopower Cat. Yeah, so you have, well, I only see 6. I only see 6 cars there. Jose's 4, Higgy 5, and Hamilton's still running there in 6, yeah.
Yeah, that was my bad. The car got tight, and I didn't mean to get up into him. I was off the gas the entire time.
I mean, every time I go full throttle and put somebody in the wall, I say it was an accident too.
It wasn't.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Listen to what Kyle Larson said on Sunday.
My spotter didn't tell me he was there.
Jose Protege looking to the inside of Mopower Cat. This is for position number 3 on the track, but position number 2 in the point standings, as just behind them, Hamilton going to the inside of the 51 of Higgy, shaking up everything from P2 on back in the points. But Private Patton right now, your race leader and points leader. Justin Shackett following him. The 4 of Jose Protege looks unable to be able to clear that 2 car as he gets a good run in the corners, but the 2 is getting a really good run off there on the exits. As Higgy trying to follow the 2 on the outside, they're going to fall in line right at the end of the straightaway and start spreading back out as they go in here. 4 is the only one on the bottom, as the other 3 are running mid-groove or higher. Jose Protege with slight lag has no friends.
Leader Patton scrapes the wall, scratches it just a little bit. 43's opportunity to catch up to him is great right there. They've got 10 cars back in this 4 car back to 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, but another uncharacteristic mistake from Pat. But didn't we see Patton spin on the pit lane earlier this year too? We've seen some mistakes out of a very good driver that it just proves that shit happens. I mean,
hey, you can't say that. Whoa! Whoa!
Sorry, $5. $5. I didn't mean to.
I will tell you honestly, the one thing that I've seen with Patton,
patience.
some of Patton's biggest issues that I've seen this season have been on and off pit road. That seems to be where he struggles the most. And what I mean by struggle is when he hits his marks, he hits his marks, and he comes off with a huge lead compared to what he entered the pits with, right? But yeah, I've seen him spin a few times. I've seen a little bit of speeding here and there, but for the most part, I mean, the 12 car is just phenomenal. And let's keep in mind, this is stage 2. Come stage 3, we'll probably see a whole new 12 car that's dominant and nobody can touch.
And the guys racing back there for third, fourth, fifth, and sixth have now finally gone single file, but for a lap or two, they were 2 by 2, so that's going to cost them a little bit as we see them start to spread out a little bit. As Joseph Shackett is trying to make a peek inside of the 12 car. If I was this team owner, I would recommend him to stay in the draft and stick single file. That would be my recommendation to the driver of the 43 if I had to say.
So you want your driver to be boring, fall in line,
complacent. You want a complacent driver.
You don't want drivers going for the lead.
Listen, I got to tell you, I'm the exact opposite. If I have a driver not in the fight for this title, if my driver, okay, if I was running P2 right now, stage 2, and I'm in one of the final 4 spots, I agree with you 100%. Right, I agree with you 100%. If my guys,
the leader nervous. He's got 43, a car he hasn't seen today's race in his rear view. He sees his teammates in 4 cars further back. Stay strong, stay smooth, stay in the draft, and wait for that perfect moment. Wait for that
hey,
we've already seen.
Listen,
he's probably thinking, wait a minute, he's behind me. What am I doing wrong?
No, this is what he's thinking. He's like, he already put one Penske in the wall.
Oh, yeah. Don't make a mistake.
Justin Shackett, really more notorious for the super speedway racing as a driver. Most his breakout races tend to happen at the super speedway, so actually telling him to stay in line and utilize that draft is not something far-fetched for him to be able to do, as he's really successful at doing that here in GC Sports. But Private Patton's a hard one to keep with, and we're seeing the 43 is able to keep the draft of the 12, but he's not able to sniff it enough that it's actually sucking him up, and I don't know if that's intentional or not. But Keystone, I agree with you. If I'm not in the playoffs, I'm not one of the final 4, I'm getting up there and I'm getting dicey with the race leader the whole time. And I'm saying,
you have nothing to lose though.
no, but
you're wearing that car out for the opportune moment.
No, because
no. He's gained back onto him by not pushing that car, not putting those tires up. They have pulled their lead out on the second attack.
I'm not saying, listen, I'm not saying to go out there and race as hard as you possibly can side by side.
Hey, just to go wreck him, that's what they're telling me to tell you.
No, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying.
Shove it up his ass. Take the Chevrolet horsepower and be like, F you Ford.
$5 fine. $10 fine.
Country said this is the closest he's ever seen putting towards the front when he's the owner, not the driver.
What does it matter?
Warpig looks like he's come to an early end here as he's parked that number 19 Toyota on pit road.
Nope, he was pitting. He's coming back off.
Oh, that thing was moving?
Yep.
Yep.
Moving.
Anyways, right, so Puddin, I'm justifying what I was saying. I'm not saying to go up there and race real hard, right? And I'm not saying burn up your stuff and crap like that, right? But if we're in stage 3, say this was stage 3, you can't just follow the 12. You got to figure out, and
no, stage 3 is a different story.
No, wait, listen. So if the 12 is running this line, you've now followed him for how many laps, right? You know what line the 12 is going to run. Yeah, but listen.
Not watch TBS.
You have to run a different line that the 12 is not running, and by doing so, you may find something that works better for you for later on in the race. Right now is the time to use it because there is nobody behind the 43 car for a long time, right? So like he just did, he run a different line. It kind of cost him a little bit. Now he can use that draft and suck back up.
Look what you did to my driver. $5 back.
He's trying.
He's hitting now. That's what he's doing.
Or he got really loose trying something.
If he doesn't try, like Puddin, he never tries to drive, so he never knows if he can win or not.
Yeah, he doesn't know anything about being fast.
I got 2 wins on our racing today. Where are you at?
That's why.
Well, I get a day off.
Bro, you were racing Archangel. Enough said.
So what? A win's a win, baby.
Back here, battle for position number 2, Higgy WX, Mo Power Cat, Hamilton, and Jose Protege. Jose now rounding out the top 5. Of course, that's because Justin Pitt, who will have fresh tires and make up a lot of ground. I'm intrigued to see where that comes up. Justin, yeah, I know you pit, but when you come back out,
15 to go when I pitted.
Yep, that's what I was going to ask. Thanks for letting me finish the question.
He was reading mine. Thank you, by the way, for Justin chatting.
Yes, I'm taking 4 tires this year.
Thank you for just being our English reporter. And every time we've had an English reporter, because it is very difficult to get questions from us up here in the booth while you're trying to drive, look at this and do that, make your adjustments. So it is very difficult. Thank you to all of our IRs throughout the year. Justin, thank you.
Yeah, it's really hard. I mean, you've seen it happen earlier. The moment we started talking about Shackett, he just plowed into the 2 car and put him in the wall. So it is very easy to lose your concentration when you are in the booth as an in-race reporter.
He knew the spotlight was on him and just wanted to put on a show.
That might be it.
That's why I make the cameras so much. I'm like, oh, they're watching me. Let's go.
No, you make the cameras because we know that you kept wrecking, so we put the cameras to you. Slightly different scenario.
That's where the action is.
You know, I'm really surprised here that second pack now, it's 4 cars. Patton is driving all by himself with 0 help now from the 43 car. And it does not seem... Yeah, they're not catching him. At some point, you gotta figure out which car is going to catch that leader. And right now, the 51, even though he has all that Taddy Motorsports under the hood, which probably means that's why he's so slow.
The 4 car and the 95 are running separate lines. They're not all staying in line and getting that great draft coming down the back.
I mean, that goes back to what Puddin was saying, though, right? Like, so if you're running a slider 1, right, like you might need to run the top side so you don't burn your right front, right? I'm sure people aren't doing that, right? But if you're running like a slider 7, 8, something like that, right? Like you're gonna have to go in a little harder, and because of that, you're gonna have to run a different line than the person in front of you. And the reason I say you're gonna have to go in harder, as you dive it in real deep, it's gonna burn that right front. 95 going to pit road this time, but so depending on the slider that you're driving, could also deflect which lane you're racing on the track.
And don't forget, guys, this is the championship for these guys tonight, and stay tuned. Patty explained it earlier, we do have our draft coming up next year. GC Sports always expanding, always looking for...
Yeah, listen, 40 plus drivers for both sliders and customs in our top series will be drafted. Every driver is getting drafted. We're going to have over 40 per series, and these guys will be battling it out, qualifying, single car qualifying throughout the week to get their fastest times posted to make a 25 car field. It is going to be huge, and it's going to be exciting. And not only are you going to see who are the best of the best, you're going to see per track who is the best of the best.
I might even hook my wheel up just to wreck people for that one.
Oh, Patton!
Patton's coming down.
No, he lost it. He lost it.
Yeah, he's still parked. Patton's parked on the backstretch.
Hopefully it's not an emergency.
He's getting pizza! Pizza is being delivered to the 12 car.
Teddy went down in the middle of the race. I'm like, where you going?
Was it not at this track, too?
No, I did it at Dover, which is worse because it's a short track. I lost like 3 laps getting the pizza.
Alright, he's going again. Did his controller die and he had to switch controllers?
That could have been.
Listen, no, I don't think so. I don't think so. No, he's controller. But listen, I don't think that happened, because if it did, he would have plowed up the wall and just been wrecking all over the place. That was a controlled pullover. I really think he was getting a pizza. And secondary to that, I don't think this is going to hurt him too bad. He didn't lose a lap. He's going to still has to go to pit with these guys. Also, keep in mind, it's stage 2. He's shown to have a dominant car. So in stage 3.
The 51 wasn't pitted.
Yes,
okay, well,
he's just out there showing off and doing these things.
Right behind the leader still. So
he'd still get the lucky dog, right? Yeah,
so he's put the universal turn signal on now. He's going to come down to pit lane.
He just races his way back around as close as he is to these guys. He might not have to lucky dog.
Yeah, to be honest with you, it doesn't even matter. If you're the last car on the lead lap or you're the lucky dog, either way, you're starting at the tail end of the field, right? Because nobody else is lap down. So, I don't guess it really matters, but Private Patton's going to have a workload to do in stage number 3, as we've actually seen all night long. It's usually Patton, but if 1 or 2 cars can pull away from the field right early in stage number 3, it makes it very difficult for the remainder of the field. And it's proof in point, because even Shackett was able to stay up front by himself. Speaking of which, Justin, after these pit stops, could you let me know what position you're in? No, you're not. We're only talking through microphones.
Jose and Hamilton got out before I did. 51's the leader.
Oh, 2-car in the grass coming off the pit road.
And that's not where you're supposed to be.
So, it looks like Patton got around the 2-car. So, he just got to get back around the 51.
Patton is on the last car in the lead lap.
So the leader's... What? Who's the leader?
No, he's the one lap down. Sorry. He's the only car a lap down.
Who's the leader?
51.
How'd you lose so much time?
Because I took 4 and everybody else took 2.
And you're still in 5th? You're still in 5th?
I'm still in 5th. I'm racing down 3rd and 4th right now.
Got them 4 fresh tires.
Listen, you know that your captain's average finish in a 12-car field is 32nd, right? Don't listen to him in strategy. I mean, carry on my wayward son.
I mean, Justin,
4 to go.
He sent me a message today asking for his all-out release and help him put motorsports for next season. Now I understand why.
4 laps remain at Homestead. This is stage number 2 of 3. That means we're coming to a close end here in stage number 2. Higgy WX looking strong here. He still has the 12-car lap down. That's a good move by the 51. Guarantee that maybe somebody else spins out here coming to the closing laps and it ends the stage or something. Oh, as Justin Shackett tries to be that guy. But right, so 3 laps remain for Higgy. You got the Private Patton. He's been the dominant force all season long. He's a lap down in the finale. You want to keep him a lap down because you're guaranteeing that he starts in the rear. If he ends up getting his lap back the hard way,
Still going to start in the rear.
not necessarily, because via pit strategy, the cars go down pit road and stuff like that. You can make up a few positions off pit road, but yeah, right now you're doing a good job if you're the 51, keeping Private Patton lap down. Unfortunately for Patton, that pizza just could not wait, and he had to pull over and go get it.
2 to go.
Of course, there's pizza and cake.
It better have been Papa John's.
No, he pulled over and got
by
going.
DoorDash.
Listen, he got going again real quick, so that might have been Jimmy
There's a
John's.
sponsor plug from Justin, DoorDash. I want 1% of that sponsor promo.
Final lap in the stage. Higgy WX 51 machine is your race leader, followed by Mo Power Cat. Even though the 12 cars between them, Mo Power Cat, though, I'm telling you, he's gonna have to hope for a short run to end this race. He just does not seem to have the car in the long run. He seems to be getting out way too loose on the exit of these corners late in the run.
What he needs, what Cat needs right now in this race, is for Smitty to join in. If Smitty would join in and he was leading, Cat would run him down.
Yeah.
Cat, if you're listening, just pretend the 12 and the 51 is Smitty. Believe me, I've had multiple seasons of Smitty and Cat running each other down.
Smitty's not here. Smitty's not here.
Like I said, he just needs to pretend Smitty is. And he will fix whatever's wrong on his car.
Yeah, but Smitty's not here.
Where'd you finish, Justin?
I'm just messing with you.
Yeah. Have you made any adjustments?
Yeah.
Yeah, he took 4 tires. Everybody else took 2. That's a big adjustment.
Yeah, well, he was also...
Puddin says, drive with the leader, pit when the leader pits, do what the leader does. Take 4, he's taking 2.
I'll never take 2.
No, sir. I never took 2 on here. I never took 2 on Iris, and I'll never take 2 on an arcade game. Nothing. I will never take 2 for fresh tires.
What?
Stay strong, bud. You're doing good.
He's coming from the back.
All right, guys, listen. Put your bets on it now. Stage 3 starting. Winner take all out of the 4 drivers. You have
I gotta say Pat.
My dark horse to win this is going to be Hamilton.
No, Dag nabbit pudding. I didn't say race winner. I'm going with the final 4. Who's your winner for the championship?
I gotta say Pat. Already said Pat. You can't say Pat.
Okay, good. Then I say Cat. Even though he should be in bed. But I want Justin or Hamilton in this race.
I mean, listen, not to seem biased, but I want
That
51
doesn't mean bump Hamilton, Justin. That's all.
It's not my fault the 4 car's lagging.
I want 51 car to win, but he races for
Justin
me.
said, fuck you, I mean, F you, I'll show you. I'm sorry.
Man, and you emphasized that one. All right. To the 7 viewers watching live right now at home, who do you guys have winning the championship? And then on top of that, who do you have winning this race? As Private Patton already in 5th place. Yeah, Private Patton's already made his way up to 5th place, and he's still in the lead draft. These guys were unsuccessful at being able to pull away. There's 8, but...
Stop talking to your driver. You're a commentator.
Well, I don't know how to talk to him and commentate, alright? That's the only way I can do it. It's awkward.
The one time all season, Puddin's decided to help.
Contact between the 43 and the 95, and here comes Patton splitting the gap. Coming down
That is 3 wide into 3 and 4. Justin on the low side, Patton backs out of it, Hamilton on the high side, Andy's right in front of him, and Joe's leading this turn.
Off topic, what did y'all think about Matt Kinsey from the booth this Sunday?
I thought it was great when he said, "Hey, Joey Logano," probably the last person you expected to talk to. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just going to say, did he call him a prick?
He did. But I think Kinsey did a heck of a job in the booth this weekend. Maybe that might be their replacement for Jordan.
Listen, the biggest thing about the broadcast at Auto Club was Mark Martin. The GOAT of non-championship winning drivers was in the booth.
I'm glad to see he's still as short as always.
As much as I hate to say it, yes, Mark Martin is one of the greatest drivers to never win a championship, but as of right now, I think Denny Hamlin has probably surpassed that.
Neil Bonnet was the greatest non-championship winner in the booth.
4 cars still lagging side by side, 2 rows deep. Hey, side by side, 2 rows deep for our championship 4 drivers. And cautions are on in this game, right? So if these guys wreck, we're right back at it. But we're side by side, 3 rows deep, as Hamilton and Shackett are also there.
Lucy Goosey
And Warpig are the 2 not in this draft.
Yeah, they're not having a good night.
They hate it here.
This is an intense battle.
This is what you came to see, people.
I would have paid for this. I would have paid 75 cents to see this.
I'll accept that in PayPal. I mean, this is really good racing.
I still owe you a night for rent on your dog bed.
And you still owe me a case of beer.
Yeah, well.
He drinks White Claw now. You don't want it. Private Patton had to start in the rear here in stage number 3. He's on the inside of Mo Power Cat. This is for position number 2. 3 wide for 4th, 5th, and 6th. As Higgy WX and that number 51 Rick Ware Taddy Motorsports card leads this race.
And here comes Patton trying to get around his teammate Cat, but that outside line, that momentum coming off the turns.
Yeah, it's actually going to leave him susceptible to Jose Protege getting to the outside of him. Another thing that could really cost you if you're pinching it down on the bottom like that is getting loose. We've seen Patton get loose. We've seen Cat get loose. We've seen a lot of these guys get loose on corner exit. And when you're trying to pinch the car, it makes it a lot easier to get free and spin out. As Justin Shackett now, he's trying to get in the mix of this top 4 as he goes to the inside of Jose Protege in that number 4 red Ford Mustang.
Completes the pass.
Patton up there, obviously, that's a platform already touch base on that. You know, lap down, pulled over for a pizza, and I think he did just to show off. Him and Cat probably got some kind of bet going. Keep an eye on that. Chicken got their lead.
Cat's probably sitting there saying, "Hey, I bet you can't pull over and stop and still win this race." Patton's like, "Bet."
And that's better they probably do.
That was a stupid move, Jose.
So, quick recap on the season for our Final Four. Jose Protege has had a slight lag issue. Because of that, he has actually lagged out of a few races, but still received last place points in those races. So, it's really hard to do that when you have to back out or lag out of a few races to still manage your way in points. He's done well here in the playoffs. He's been able to be consistent. Private Pat, and we spoke about him earlier, is the team captain for the Penske cars. Mo Power Cat was his first draft pick in that number 2 machine and has been consistently running with Patton week in and week out as the top 2 drivers here in this series. Now, Higgy, on the other hand, did not join the A Slaughter group until week 4 of the season, and it was only a 9-week regular season, right? So he was still able to point his way in and advance not only into the playoffs but all the way to the Final Four as he gets loose on the exit of turn number 2. But so all 4 of these drivers have had a completely different road to the Final Four, but an intriguing road to the Final Four nonetheless.
Jose on the wall, he kisses it a little bit.
Yeah, I feel like Jose's made out with the wall a whole lot more times than he wanted to. I know that the 2 car is trying to keep separate from the 43. He is leader, and the 43 is in 6th, the last car in that second pack, right? So the 2 cars like, stay away from me, Shackett. I'll stay up here with these guys. You stay back there with those guys, and all should be no harm, no foul.
Yeah, those guys are the top 3 we saw earlier in stage 1. They have broke away. Higgins, Local Cat, and Private Patton. Top 3, but the other guys, they have started to break away.
No, Jose's back. Jose's there.
But look at this, guys. That's what I was just saying. There's always that little bit of a gap, but the main thing is this is a 6-car pack right now. And these other 2 tires, cars can get back up there. So.
And it seems like they're all running about the same line now.
I think that's very smart. How many laps at your earliest convenience? Trust me, we have left in the stage.
39.
We got 39 laps. You do not want to shoot your cars. You do not want to push it. You do not want to get damaged. You do not want to have a caution. So going single file, staying in this 3 pack. I'm going to make a prediction. I'm going to make a. I say one of these 6 cars wins the race. How's that sound?
I'm going to say one of the 8 cars on track win this race.
I like
I'm going to say one of the top 3 in this race.
I'm not going to count out the 4th, 5th, and 6th just yet. Hamilton, I don't see him. I would expect 5th and 6th, I would say, come the checkered flag. If it's still a 6-car battle, I see them maybe laying off a little bit. But if I'm any of those 4 cars that are in the top 4 right now and we're coming to the last lap, I don't care if I'm 4th. I'm making a move for that win.
Championship 4 running 1, 2, 3, 4.
I mean, all under a blanket
as
still.
Dean Clavitt used to say, El Parco, championship implications.
Well, in fairness, he got parked for the championship when he was one of the final 4, so his championship implications were horrible. Really bad decision on that end to intentionally wreck somebody the week before the championship.
Yeah, I hear there's another name for him that I cannot say over the broadcast.
Yeah, that we came up with.
Well, I guess I could because Puddin's already dropped that bomb tonight once before.
El Succo?
No, it's worse than that.
We came up with a few of them in that League v League.
3 of those letters match, just the first one don't.
It's a rhymer.
Yes.
The 51 of Higgy looked to the inside, unsuccessful. You said there was about 39, so now they're probably around 35 laps to go. That says to me there will be a green flag pit stop. And unlike the strategy call of 2 tires that we've seen all race long, I'm expecting all these drivers to take 4 this time, as they will have one final chance at an adjustment. But do not count out the idea of a caution. 4 drivers battling this hard, come to the end of this race, all for a title. If you go no tires, then you. I didn't say anything.
The most patented F word in history used by Ukraine right now towards Russia. Like.
Yeah, these guys are all still running really good. This 4 car, his lag's going away, and He's starting to look a lot stronger. As I say that, he gets loose. Maybe I shouldn't have talked about him. All right, well, if you can jinx somebody by talking about it, Mo Power Cat, Private Patton, doing stupendous up here in the front. Oh, look, 51's going around the 12 right now. Unsuccessful. He went to the bottom. We did see earlier in the race all these drivers were running on the bottom. Every time they would get a run, everybody was trying to run as low as they could. But now as the race progresses and track position is becoming key, nobody wants to give up the top side. They're making everyone pass on the bottom of the track. So the setups have changed, the lines have changed, but the drivers have not. P1, P2, P3, P4 are your championship 4 drivers here at Homestead Speedway as we're closing in on 30 laps to go, not just in this race, but of the whole entire season. Season 3 for the A Slider group here at GC Sports.
What happened to 43, what happened?
95 came down.
It looks like the 51 and the 4 are trying to hook up and get a little sneak peek of that inside line coming through the corners. Whether it's going to work or not, I don't know.
You know,
it's like they're starting to move that line a little bit lower, so maybe the pink cars are starting to wonder if they can make it work. So they're trying to block that run. It's the 2 car gets a little bit loose.
yeah, the 2 started running a little bit lower, and he got loose, really loose on exit. They're seeing that 51 and the 4 are trying it, but here's what I caught interesting there. The 2 ran considerably lower than the 12, almost a whole car length lower. If the 51 and the 4 had dropped low on that corner, they actually would have had the draft of the 2 car, while the 12 would not have, and they would have gained on him. The 12 just lagged real hard.
Yes, he did.
Oh, the 2 up in the wall.
Maybe it was the 2 car that lagged?
I don't know, but whatever it is, they're almost 4 wide. 2 cars split the wall, or 2 by 2. Higgy's makes moving the inside of the Jose right there.
Yeah, because the 2, looks like they all got bumbled. The 12 ended up in the wall. I'm thinking the 2 lagged backwards, and then the contact between he and the 12.
Or you don't see Mo Power lag a lot.
I don't know, but the 2 cars we thought...
You know what I mean? The second touch internet.
The 2 cars that we thought were the... The 2 cars we thought were the underdog are now the 2 cars leading the pack as the 4 of Jose and the 51 Higgy. Another huge thing that I'm not seeing it on the cars, but in the A group, damage is on. So that lag spiked the 12 and the 2 catching the wall. That could be championship implications. The 51 was also sandwiched in that little battle, so hopefully there is no damage to these 4 drivers.
Long live the sauce out there. What's up, buddy? I hope you got your hair cut. That thing is... There's a barber, man.
Yeah, you're going to have to check out Friday night. Cobra Racing League has their All-Star event this weekend, and their big thing is come to the All-Star race and win a whole pot of Long Live the Sauce's money. So big shout out to him as he's giving cash payout to that group this week in the Cobra Racing All-Star race.
I would check it out, but Friday the world champion Atlanta Braves are doing their trophy tour, and they are coming to a stop close to where I live, so I'm going to be busy looking at that trophy.
That doesn't sound fun.
Yeah, not at all. I'd rather go back to
2015. Yes.
Listen.
We'll go back to 2015 when the Kansas City Royals won.
Listen.
Oh, you mean after they got their butts stomped the year before that?
They didn't get their butts stomped. They went undefeated in the postseason, took it to Game 7 at Madison Bumgarner came in there, and they got stomped. Anyway, we're going back to racing action. We still won our championship before you did.
Hey guys, listen, we're coming down to the end of this. We're coming down to the end of this race, and we've yet to do it. I love doing this little session when I am the broadcaster. We're gonna ride along for about a half lap or so with each of the final 4 drivers here, but we're gonna do the giggity get loud here. Once they cross the line, I'll be cranking up the TV. You guys should do the same at home, as you'll be able to hear these guys' throttle control. As a track like Homestead, there will be a lot of throttle control throughout these corners.
Especially on these worn tires, you will be able to listen to how they are maintaining it. By the way, Caddy doesn't have a TV, he has a movie screen in front of his
Yeah, there's too much.
More contact.
There's too much going to keep this going right now. We got to be coming close to the 25 lap to go mark as everybody's starting to get real racy.
Wavy for pit road.
I don't know. I can't see his hands.
Higgy's already pitted. Higgy's is on pit lane, so...
I would say so then. Yes, here he comes. Here comes the 12 and the 4.
And the 43, the 2 car staying out on the oldest tires. That means he'll have the freshest come after they pit, right? But listen, the 51 is going to have the clear-cut advantage as he'll be out there with the fresher tires for the next 2 laps. So he should end up with the lead.
Well, I will follow along on the 51 if y'all want to follow along on the 12 and the 4.
I'm on with the 2 right now. He just signaled he's going to be pitting. So Mo Power Cat looks like he will be coming to pit road.
Alright, suddenly you follow the 12 and the 4. They pit together, so that way we're all following the championship drivers. See? Don't just make it easier.
2 is on pit road. Meow. As is still the 12, the 4, and the 43. Patton. Oh, sorry. These guys are all coming off pit road now. 51 is going into turn number 1.
It looks like we will have the lead possibly when we come out.
I don't know. I think it's going to pan out where these guys are going to be able to hold him. Patton decides to cut through the grass. Merged a little too soon there for the 12 machine.
And 51 will take the lead from Jose Jalapeno Stick.
Yeah, something I'm noticing that may come huge here, but the 4 and the 12 pit together, right? What's huge about that is they're not together anymore. The 4 is close to the 51, but the 12 is... The 2 had a horrible stop. Look at... He's just now coming out as these guys are going into turns 1 and 2. He's not going to get past on the backstretch like the others did. He's getting past into entering turn 1.
It's got to be the way to pit. It's just you don't think it makes a lot of difference, but waiting that extra lap kills you.
I mean, Higgy went from 4th to the race lead, right? Patton and Jose...
His tires are going to wear down a lap quicker than everybody else. As it comes down the green flag road.
Yeah, but see, Patton and Jose have to pass playoff drivers. Mo Power Cat doesn't have just that luxury. He has Justin Shackett between them, as Justin Shackett is running in 4th. Hamilton's right behind him in 6th place. Mo Power Cat is not just battling the drivers for the championship at this point. He has to get past these guys and then still make up a couple seconds by the looks to be able to have a shot at the other 3 drivers in the playoffs.
Ooh, 4th car off close to that wall. And Ted, didn't you say, is Luna part German Shepherd, part Husky? Is that what you said?
Wolf Shepherd Husky, yes.
Okay, does she ever look like she's stoned when she's just laying around?
Right now.
Okay, because my husky looks like she's stoned right now. I can't figure out why.
Agreed.
Okay.
Jose Protege has caught the 51 of Higgy. Now, luckily for Higgy, though... Yeah, luckily for Higgy, because there's only one... As Mo Power Cat is getting by Shackett, too, so he's running solidly in 4th now. But... what's going to be good for the 51 car here is, although he does have the older tires, these guys are going to reel him in. It's only 1 lap shorter on tires than the 4 and the 12. So he should be, even if they're able to pass him, he should be able to hold up a strong enough speed to be able to ride with these guys. And Justin, when you guys get back to the line, can you give me a lap count?
Yep.
But also, alright, everybody in here, you know, has been racing NASCAR heat since they redid it in 2016. Would you rather have the fresher lap
19
at
to
the
go.
start of the run or the end of the run?
When I'm battling this close, the end of the run.
Then you gotta say that the 2, the 4, and the 12 might possibly have the advantage of the
Yeah, except the 4 and the 12 get side by side. 12 ends up scraping the wall. 4 gets loose because they're still battling. The 51 still currently has the advantage because he's picking the line he wants to run. If you're the guy in 2nd, 4 car in the wall, right? If you're the guy in 2nd, you're the guy in 3rd. You can be the faster car, but you can't run your line because that guy may be in it. As the 12 is gonna clear the 51 car.
slide job. Yep, that's his clear.
And a crossover by the 51. He's going to have to dive in deep as he does have the older tires in that 51 machine.
You know the 4 car's sitting there thinking, wreck, please.
The 4 car's probably sitting there saying, 3 wide, baby. I think we lost Puddin'.
No, I'm right here.
Why are you guys silent? That's unheard of.
because I went to take a leak and grab a beer, and nobody wants to hear me pee on here.
Or do they? Justin is in here.
Then again, can they hear you when you're sitting down? Maybe. All right, good point. All right, so Patton in the lead, Higbee second, Jose third. But it looks like that 2-car starting to close the gap to fourth, third a little bit. But can he do it without the help of the draft, though? I mean, these front three.
So
really have to be battling a lot for that fourth place car to catch up.
I don't know if they have to. He's got the fresher tires, right? The best thing that can happen right now is the 51 in second. Now, the reason I say this is the best thing that can happen for a lot of these drivers. For Private Patton, the 51 running in second means the guy on older tires is your competition right now, right? If you're the 51 running in second, this is huge because you have the faster car in front of you being able to suck up to, as well as a faster car behind you to push you back to him if you start drifting. And for the 2-car, it's important that the 51 is in between, because if you had 2 cars running a faster pace equally, running nose to tail, they're going to be able to pull away. But because you have the 51 with the older tires in the middle, they're actually not running as fast as they could if say, Jose was running in second.
Or, if you're the 2-car, wouldn't you rather the 51 and the older tires be in the very front, slowing everybody else down?
I mean, yeah, I mean that's the ideal supplement right now for the 2 is the 51 to be the race leader, right? But since Patton's already gotten around him and these 3 are all drafting, the best thing that can happen for Cat at this instance is the one of 2 things: they run in this order, or they start getting racy and give him that opportunity to come back.
That racing's about to start happening, I gotta tell you.
Yeah, it's amping up as we're getting down to what did he say last time? There was 20 something laps to go. So, oh yeah, 19. So we're down to probably 13 laps to go.
Something like that. We're in the teens. We know that much.
And then he says 12.
13 to go.
Ooh. Hey, I was pretty spot on there. I got to give a shout out to Justin Scheck, though. What a run he's had tonight. He's been one of the only cars that's been able to compete, him and Hamilton, but he has been competing with these playoff 4 drivers, and he's still not running that much further behind. He's got the older tires than Cat, and he's all by himself, but he's still having a great performance, as we can still see him on our screen.
I'm waiting to see how long he wants to continue just to ride up and bump it.
They're pulling away from the 2. The 2 used everything up. He's sliding out the corners.
Yeah, the 2 doesn't have the long run. I've seen it all night long. The 2-car just does not have the long run. And that's the last thing the 12 wants to hear, that the 2-car is starting to struggle and they're pulling away. Because if they go side by side and the 2 didn't have the car to win...
Oh my god, Lucy Goosey's car is...
Lucy and Goosey. It's beat up.
That thing is ate up.
Yeah, it's a tin can.
What happened?
I'm going to assume he hates it here.
Oh.
Wow, that car looks like it was looking Stenhouse Daytona.
No kidding.
Just so the viewers at home know, I'm not trying to favor Higgy on the broadcast. I'm keeping it on him because the battle for the top 3, he is the car in the middle. So this gives the best view.
Toyota is jump.
We are coming to 10 laps to go this time by. If I'm the 4-car, it's time to start pushing it and try to get around that 51 and have a shot at Patton. I don't think Patton is the kind of driver that you can wait until the last lap to make a move on.
No, you can't. Because you're going to waste all your tires battling with the 51 to try to get to 12, and by that point, you've used all you've got. So you've got to make that pass. You've got to make it quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Yeah. I mean, the only way you can wait until the last lap to make a move on Patton is if you 100%... Unless you plan on using the bump and run, where you're going to drive it in, run him up the track, and then get underneath him. That's really the only way I can see waiting until the last lap, unless you're going to try to make the move on turn 1.
Twice in the same lap. I just don't see that happening.
Well, I mean, if you do entering turn 3 and you shove them up and you can get the run off and hold it, but the problem is you do that and you can't hold it, and the 4-car is going to be your race winner if you're the 51 car.
2 cars on the wall.
Mopower Cat continuing to struggle.
I'm riding on board with Justin right now over the roof. Like you just said.
He's trying too hard.
I think Cat gave everything he had, but I think he also spent himself.
Hey, I'm going to make a bold prediction that the race winner comes from this top 3.
As the 12 car starts taking a lower line,
Yeah, he's going to stop that run, but if the 51 and the 4 stay to the top, they're going to have the momentum on the straightaway, as I believe there's 8 laps to go right now, coming to 7.
Yep.
But it looks like
the 4-car lag.
All right, I seen the rear end move the sideways. I wasn't sure if it was loose or lagging.
It might be both. He may have lagged, hit the 51 and made him loose. 51 closed in deep right there. 7 to go. 51's getting a really good run on the entrance, but he's not, by driving it in so hard like he is, he's not getting the run on the exit. But I think he has to do that because he's got the older tires.
Plus, I think Patton's trying to break the draft too.
Oh, I don't think he's trying to. I know he's definitely trying to. You've seen him running the lower on the straightaways, trying to not allow the 51 and the 4 to suck up. As the 4 seems to be starting to fall off a little bit, having a harder time to stay up. But if the 51, I'm thinking when he was running P2 there, he wasn't pushing the issue because he was just saving his stuff to try to make up that freshness in tires.
Trying to make the fat lap. Here comes the 4-car. Looks like he's going to take a peek to the inside, but it will not work.
That was interesting. 12 was in the middle, 51 went high, 4 went low. They all 3 of them ran a different line there. Now 51's going to go to the bottom side.
Is 12 car slams the door, says no sir, I do not think so.
Yeah, you know, that's all good, great, and grand right now because nobody wants to make contact and get damaged. But on the last lap, you cut my nose off. I'm putting your butt end up the track anyways. 5 laps remain, not just in the Homestead race, but this is the season finale for the Ace Sliders. Big shout out to all 8 drivers in this race. Keep in mind, Private Pat and Higgy, Jose Protege, Mo Power Cat, those are your final 4, but we have Justin Checkett, Hamilton, Warpig, and Lucy Goosey all entertaining us here tonight in this race. Coming to 4 laps to go as they come off turn 4 right now. Jose Protege.
Looks like that 4-car is starting to get a little bit loose.
I think he's trying to find a different line. He's searching, and the problem is every time he runs a different line than what he's been running the whole race, he's getting loose on exit. And also, now he's so far back, and I say that, he's only a couple car lengths, right? But your speed changes. Well, your speed changes when you're a couple car lengths back on the exit and you suck up all that way in one corner. You're going so much faster on the entrance that corner than what you have the other times, right? So, big things here is now the 4 is up front. The 51 is all over the 12. He gave the 12 a little bumper in that last corner.
Oh, here comes the 4-car. Oh, 3, almost 3 wide. Wow.
51 holding the top side.
Jose, there is damage to a little bit. Oh, it's just a paint scheme of line. That's crap on it.
It's the apples.
Yeah, it's the apples. But I thought that rear bumper had been crushed a little bit. But Private Pat, because, you know, taking that bet from both our cats, what I'm saying.
2 to go, you say?
Yeah, that's 2 to go.
Alright.
Hold over for a pizza who's gonna win this thing, can he? Do it. Joe's up there in that floor.
Yeah, guys, they might catch that 19 of Warpig. Damaged 19 machine of Warpig.
A lot of respect out of Warpig. I raced with for a long time. That has to be
a little bit here. They're pushing each other.
Coming to the white flag, 51 dives it in deep. The 12 cuts his nose. I say that, he just blocked the run, right? Didn't actually cut his nose off. They're coming to the white flag. If you're going to make a move and end Patton's epic season of wins in points, they're going to try it. 4-car stays high. 51 dives it in deep. I don't think anybody can get to Patton.
I don't think they can either.
4-car backed that corner up a lot, rolled the corner, gets a good drive, but I don't think it's going to be good enough. It's going to be between Higgy's in that 51 and the 12. Patton wants that inside line, and here comes that outside line. Higgy's in the 51.
Yeah, this is it. This is it.
This is going to be down the line. Patton will be the winner. It looks like it's going to be Patton, Higgins, and Jose. And they all made a great run. And right behind them, it's going to be, Mopar Cat ends up wrecked. I mean, things you hate to see a crashed Mustang. That's one less turd on the road. But then hopefully he's all right. And Justin Hamilton, Warpig, and Lucy. So not a big deal tonight, but great racing from
everything that I've seen from Patton in the last 2.5 years. Anytime that he's in a race, I'm going to pick him to win. I mean, he is always going to be.
That's like, I mean, that's like going to DraftKings and putting it on Kyle Larson. That's not fair.
Well, I won, so it wouldn't matter.
I gotta tell you, that's the least dominant performance I've seen all season of Private Patton.
Man pulled over, got a pizza, and still won.
Adding Patton in here, we will do an interview, and then just the champion is all we're gonna do. Time-wise, I don't have much time to do anymore.
Yeah, I got to go to Alabama tomorrow.
That sounds like a you problem, not a me problem.
Moky Powell looks like he got the fastest lap, but he didn't have the fastest lap when it came down to it.
Waiting to see if Patton joins. I would assume he does.
Oh, I think so. There he is. Patton, what's
Hey,
going on, man?
real quick, Patton, you got your voice on always low?
Always do.
All right, go ahead, guys.
Long time no talk, man. How you doing?
I'm doing alright, guys. How are you?
You don't even know who that is anymore, do you? Because he's been hiding out.
What do you mean?
Yeah, see, I'm actually rememberable other than you. But
Who's the other
had a
guy?
little bet. We had a little bet going on up here. Did you pull over and get a pizza?
I had a phone call.
See, I said phone call.
No, you didn't. You said
It
pizza.
had to be something of good importance for you to pull over like that. But man, just to come back from that and win it, start at the back of the pack in stage 3. Congratulations, man. I mean, hell of a season, even though I haven't had a single clue of what's happened this season up until tonight.
Well, honestly, I mean, like, I'm just glad that honestly we had such a good race out. I mean, despite I know that Caddy was a little worried about the car count. I mean, 8 was still a lot of fun. I mean, to have this dominant of a season, this number 12. Hot mustard Menards Ford Mustang is looking pretty good out there. I was hoping that me going a lap down was not going to be the end of me, but you know, sometimes it just works out like that. Where luckily Higgy was not able to lap another car, so because of that we have a badass champion right here. So I'm very happy about that.
Well, congratulations to you, Ted. I know you don't know who I am. I'm new up here, but it was no surprise to talk to you, bud. You really did put down a gauntlet by the phone call, coming back. You've been dominant all year, and even Patty said it since GC. Between the Giggity and the Crunch and the merge and everything, you are the winningest driver in GC, and you're a champion. And your hard work and dedication and time put into the game has prevailed. Congratulations.
Well, thank you so much. And that actually means a lot, honestly, because, I mean, to hold such a record like that, I mean, records are meant to be broken, and I guess with every win, I essentially break that record. So, hopefully we can actually go out and go win some more.
I don't want to be bearer of bad news, but I want to correct what was just said. I said that you were the most winningest driver in GC Sports in the 3 seasons since we've been GC Sports. Well, you said with the merger and everything, and he is not the most winningest driver from Giggity and Cringe with the merger. He is. You are second all time.
Since.
Anywho, regardless, Patton, you all season long you've been a dominant force. The slider side. I mean, if Private Patton's in the race, then he has to be an odds-on favorite. If this was Vegas odds, you'd have like a 2-to-1 ratio. If I bet $1 on you, it only win $2. Were you concerned? Because from my eyes, this was the least dominant performance I've seen of you all season long. Were you concerned at all with the 51 and the 4 right there behind you?
I mean, of course. I mean, I'm always worried about UK, Iggy, and Jose. I think you guys even saw that a little bit of Jose lag, kind of the running order a little bit. So because of that, we had a lot of I guess damage to fix. It was only like a second worth, but still it was a 6 because I didn't know if it was going to be more damage than what was actually being presented right there. Because of that, I mean, I think there was a... I think that's why I came back out so far. I actually don't know what happened with UK. I asked him, I was in the same party chat with him, and I was just like, hey, you know, like, what do you think happened there?
He went to bed.
Like, I don't know. Oh, he what?
I was kidding. I said he went to bed. Carry on.
But yeah, I mean, like, that just shows the caliber of talent that we have here, and with more drivers and more talent coming in from the lower series up for next season, it's gonna be a fun one.
Yeah, we'll get back to the congrats here in just a second, but we actually went over it on the stream that next season, between the slider side and the custom side, there's over 40 drivers in each side for the upper series, and only 25 drivers get to race on a week-to-week basis. So, you know, the competition level has been really hard to get a win here this season, especially with somebody like you out there, again, dominant all season. But next season's going to be even harder, and not only are you going to have the fastest drivers overall, you're also going to have the fastest drivers per individual track. Somebody that might be on the outside looking in on a week-to-week basis, maybe faster than the regulars at one of the tracks coming up. So it'll be interesting for sure. But all that's for next season. Right now is all about this season, and that number 12 Menards Ford Mustang of the private patent, which he will be returning to that 12 machine next season. You're gonna have to keep an eyes on him, but congratulations, man. Honestly, it would have been a shame if you hadn't got it. You know, not that I was necessarily rooting for you. I did have a dog in the fight, but it would have been a shame to. It would have been a shame to not see you in not necessarily victory circle, but getting that title after the season you've had. Well-deserved championship right here for you, Private Patton. All right,
like
guys.
I told me and Teddy both told each other the day that you started dashing your way in, watch out for this dude. And sure enough, here you are, man. It's been a hell of a run, and it's been awesome to see you race.
It has been a long journey, actually. I can't believe that. Well, brought up Dash. I remember that All-Star race where I specifically remember beating Blake T at Iowa in order to get into that All-Star race, just to finish that second to Noka.
Who is? Hey, funny you say that. That is the guy you're chasing. That's the guy you're chasing for the all-time win in overall of Giggity Cringe and now GC. It's still chasing Noko, but you're only 4 wins away. However, Noko returns to GC Sports next season.
No.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
No, are you serious?
Yes.
I don't believe it. He ain't been around for so long. He ain't
Oh my God.
He ain't even talked to anybody. I don't believe it.
You're making me want to come back now, damn it.
Well, Noko,
You ain't
unfortunately,
got nothing for Noko anyway there,
I mean, yeah,
I've
unfortunately,
no before, so you shut up.
yeah, you wrecked out. Unfortunately, Noko is actually, he's got to run in the Xfinity series, so we won't get to see the Pat and Noko race. But yeah, should be pretty interesting. But again, Pat, I want to say congratulations again as CEO. Again, it's always a blast to have and an honor to have you up in the booth. You are one of, if not the top fastest drivers in the slider side of the game, so to have you here racing with us every Tuesday is an honor. And I know you got a league you got to get going in racing, so we're gonna let you head on out, but congratulations, man.
Hey, thank you so much.
GC Sports broadcast for the A sliders tomorrow night. We have the B slide, give me 2 seconds. A lot of stuff going on as Daha, Country Caliber, and you'll see Jose Protege again tomorrow night, and Guardian will be battling it out for the B Series Championship. And then Thursday night we have the A Custom as Flash 9, Mike RPM, Billy Holcomb, and Racehead battle for the same title that you've seen tonight, but they'll be in the custom side. So last 2 nights of the season coming up, and then again, nailed it on the head. Sunday will be the draft. Now technically the draft will be over as we're doing a silent draft throughout the week. However, nobody's going to know who's on any team other than me until Sunday, so tune in Sunday to find out who races for who and who your opponents will be. So that's what we got. I'm your CEO, Aquatati. In the booth with me, I had in-race reporter Justin Shackett. We have Puddin' Knievel. Okay, no plug for Puddin'. And then we have the Keystone Cowboy making his return to broadcasting for us here tonight.
I appreciate y'all having me back, man. It's been a blast, and it's been a long time.
Go home.
All right, guys, that's going to do it for us again. Tune in tomorrow night around 8:05 Eastern as we go green flag for the B Custom Group. Thank you and have a good night.